listening to the Daily Yogi podcast. Every weekday, I'll share timeless yogi wisdom in bite-sized relatable lessons you can apply immediately to help you expand your perspective on life. The HMS Beetle rocked gently in Galapagos waters. Charles Darwin, barely 26, clutched a finch in his hands. Its beak was wrong. Everything he'd been taught at Cambridge, everything he believed about God's perfect creation, insisted this bird's beak should be different. He wrote in his notebook that night, "It is like confessing a murder." What he meant was the realization that species might change, that they weren't fixed by God's hand at creation. He was describing something as painful as killing a person, the death of his own certainties. For 20 years after that voyage, Darwin became his own fiercest critic. Each morning, he'd wake up and attack yesterday's conclusions. He called it his golden rule, to immediately write down every observation that contradicted his theory. Our minds, he knew, are quick to forget what threatens our beliefs. His study at Down House became a laboratory of self-doubt. Letters flew back and forth with scientists who disagreed. He cultivated opposition like others cultivate apple orchards. When a colleague pointed out a flaw, Darwin thanked him. When evidence contradicted his work, he celebrated. He cultivated an ability to slice through his own delusions with the sharp blade of inquiry, much like the yogis teach. He understood that clinging to fixed ideas is a form of death. Life means constant revision, endless unfolding. Most of us protect our assumptions like treasure. We build walls around our beliefs and defend them against all corners. We think this makes us strong. But watch Darwin in his garden, observing earthworms for 40 years, testing, doubting, revising. He understood that you must red team your own system to find its weakness. Modern security experts hire hackers to break what they've built. Darwin red teamed his own mind. He questioned everything. By the time he published Origin, he'd stress-tested every idea hundreds of times. And that willingness to murder his own beliefs gave birth to our modern understanding of life itself. This is Darwin's gift, a method for living, a way of being that treats certainty as the enemy of truth. You carry assumptions right now that limit your growth, beliefs you've never examined, certainties that blind you to possibility. The question is not whether you're wrong about something. You are. We all are. The question is whether you have Darwin's courage to find out. The courage to write down every argument against your position, to seek out brilliant minds who see differently, to welcome that uncomfortable sensation. Your evolution begins the moment you stop defending what you think you know. If this episode gave you something to think about, please leave a quick review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you're listening. On Apple Podcasts, go to the show homepage, scroll down to the rating sections, then tap Write Review. On Spotify, go to the show homepage, tap the three dots, select Rate Show, and choose your stars. Reviews signal to the algorithm that this podcast is worth promoting and help new listeners discover the show. Thank you. Your support means a lot and goes a long way. And as always, take this reflection into the silence, and I'll see you next time.